Today we will show you the demonstration for the CupLock system scaffolding. From the CAD menu, in parameter, we make sure that we have the correct library for the CupLock system because the PON CAD is a parametric software, so changing the library will change also the system that we will design. Now we can create our bidimensional models from the toolbar or the menu. CAD wizard, we have linear scaffolding or circular scaffolding. 2D models we can either create from perimeter or just below we can create in a free mode the models. Let's use the toolbar, and with this icon we can, in this window, decide the type of ledger to insert. Those dimensions are depending of the library. There you have. You can decide the length of the ledger and the transom or transversal. We give the OK. And now we give the insertion point as requested by the command line. PON CAD works in millimeters, so we will type 10,000 millimeter for 10 meters and give the enter. We will have after this window for the parameters of the scaffolding, where we can increase or decrease the height, design on Z management, that will be design the scaffolding on an uneven ground. We will show that later. Decide how many floors we were going to insert in the scaffolding. We can choose all the floors, just some of it. You have different combinations over here, or also kind of like a bridge under bridge, so just the last 2 floors. We will give the option for all the floors for now. We can decide also the type of board that we're going to use. And the standard. We can insert the first in external standard, first internal, and the other. Those dimensions depending of the library always. You can choose either a specific dimensions or optimize it. If you optimize it, the PON CAD will insert automatically the longest standard. In this library, the longest standard is 4 meters, so that will be the solution. After that we've done the rest of the standards, internal and the other, we can decide the last guardrail up to 3 meters. The accessories, the base plate, the extraction of this base plate, the bracket, the inner bracket, dimensions, always depending of the type of library, anti-splitter screen automatic or guardrail. This box needs to be checked if we need to if we want to have the automatic insertion. If the box of the guardrail is unchecked, the solution will be the double ledger. If it's checked, then it will be a little guardrail frame. We can also insert the internal guardrail for security reasons. Structural deck is has to be checked if this design, if this project will be after imported in a structural verifications software. After that we give the OK, in these windows we can decide the dispositions of our scaffolding modules. We can have it longer than the building, shorter per size, or continuous in case that we need to do more than one facade. And that's going to be our example. Give the OK. And as you can see over here, we have the view from up above, of our scaffolding. Inserting number 6 on the command line, we can have the isometric view, three-dimensional view, using the shading of AutoCAD to have a better understanding of our system. And we can see also the different dimensions of the modules. We can insert a letter in that module. And now with the insertion of bidimensional module, we can insert the other dimensions from this point to this point. And as before, we have the same window for the parameter. Now we can decide all the parameters, modify them, or just accepting them. Give the OK. Also the disposition, give the OK in this moment too. And here you go. We have a perfect corner. Now we can always copy one of the modules or more, okay, with the AutoCAD command. Make sure you have the snap-on, it will be easier. And we copy our model. I'm gonna position the last model a little bit farther away so we can show you how to connect two scaffolding modules with a tube and coupler tube and fittings. Tubes and fittings, the PON CAD recognize it as a polyline, so it will be automatically managed to fill the gap. Now what we can do is always erasing them. Any modification can be done with all the command of AutoCAD. Now, as you can see, I'm going to select all those modules, and I will position them a little bit closer. Let's insert other scaffolding modules to show you how to design it on an uneven ground. I'm going to give the insertion point, and I'm going to check the box of Z management. I can accept the rest of the parameters and give the OK. I will accept also those parameters for the solution, for the disposition, and this, as you can see, the difference is that the design is bidimensional. This because if I select those design, I can activate the grips. When I activate the grips, I can select them and just bring them up. Okay, 500 millimeter up, and we can always move them even more, 1 meter. So this will position the base plate of the scaffolding higher or lower. When I've done this, I can just select the whole thing, copy it, and create a solution for the ground like this. Now there are other modifications that we can do before that we develop the scaffolding, so it's always better doing it before. We can change the parameter of those scaffold, okay, and create a gap on the bottom to give the space for the entrance of a door. And on those ones, I will insert an extra module on top, like as if we need to create a suspended scaffolding. Let's move them. And I will create again an extra module. 4 meter I will insert now. Uncheck repeat. And this is the solution that we will have. Now what also I can do, I can always copy extra models to create a wider platform. Okay. Now we can just go ahead with the command develop from the toolbar and select the whole system. Enter. Give a moment to the computer to process it. We can insert the steel and the anchoring. Okay, the insertion of the anchoring is statistical, so it's up to the designer after to modify the quantity and the arrangement. This is the solution that we have. Automatic. Tube and fittings or clamp are automatically being inserted on the whole length of the scaffolding. If we ask the PON CAD what component is that one, we can always use the command question mark. We can erase some component. Okay. And very simply, we can copy and paste also the boards. Okay. An example, we can copy and paste it how many times as we like. Now the list of component can be on a simple text file on the command line of AutoCAD of the whole project or just a part of it. And here we have the list with the total on the bottom. as you can see. The list has the code, descriptions, dimensions, and quantity. We can have the list also on word processor, Excel processor, and CSV. PON CAD is compatible with Microsoft Office and OpenOffice. And this is the list of material. I can also create the layout automatically. Also here I can decide if do the layout of the whole project or just a part of it, choosing the paper that I want, the language, and here on the bottom we have automatically our table, our bidimensional design. After we can, as you can see, create a different view, okay? I can just select this part of the scaffolding. I can be always more precise, of course. You can just select also this part. Okay. And now I can name my section. I give the OK. And when I'm going to create a new layout, okay, I have my section there. Same parameter. And here below, here you go, I have the section of my scaffolding. Now we can insert a scroll, purge the article, so the design will be clean for from extra component not needed. We can also insert a bidimensional design of a single component to bring more attention on it. And we can just position it wherever we like. Now let's going back on the main model. Okay, we can view all the details from 3-dimensional. We can name it, giving the OK. Let's go on shading. And this is the solution for our CupLock. Now the line that you see in white are for the structural verification, are just a structural line. As you can see also the layout is in 3 dimensions.